morning, friends, and we are from the team Aaron, and we are in the series of tutorials of easy way to learn the cascading style sheets, and we are in the third video. And in the previous video, um, we have understood the concept of the borders and how to add the border to our website using the CSS style sheet, and we have seen the various border types and border rounded borders too. So in this video, we will be discussing about the addition of margins. Suppose we have the same heading as we have created in the previous videos. So now I need to add a margin for the heading. So we have a attribute called the margin, and the margin can be the margin left or margin right, or margin top or margin bottom. Suppose I want to add the margin left. Add the margin left, and we will be having two values, auto and inherit, or we can specify any length. Suppose I'm specifying 25 pixel, so my heading is a margin of 25 pixel now. So ignore this one because we are selecting the H1. If you move this if you move the cursor to the para, this will be selected. That's why ignore that box we are seeing in the bracket software. So this is a way of specifying the margin. So we can specify margin different ways. Suppose we want the top margin, specify with the same name, margin top. That's the advantage with CSS. Whatever you want to do, specify it with its own name. So now let me explain what is this auto. Auto indicates that the margin will be the margin length will be adjusted by the margin length will be adjusted by the dimensions of the web page. You, as today's world, the web pages are viewed in many of the ways. Some may open it in a mobile phone, or some may open it in the computer, or some may open it in the big mainframe Mac OS. So the screen size may be varying. So if you specify the margin width in the desktop computer, and it may be changing in the mobile phone. Suppose you don't want your website to change its margin area length from device to device, then you should specify something called auto margin. I'm specifying margin left as auto. Let me maximize this. Here we can see our margin is not affected by the change in the dimensions of the web page. Let me close it. Our margin still has no effect. Let me expand it. So the auto property will make the attribute to adjust itself with the dimensions of the web page. So this is the margin property, and in the similar way to the borders, there is a shorthand notation for the margin. Suppose let me give something called margin left some 25 pixel auto. Let me expand this. Let me show you the shorthand notation of the margin. The shorthand notation of the margin is margin, and the first value indicates the margin top, the next value indicates the margin right, and then the next value indicates the margin bottom. Let me give the first value as 25 pixel, which is a margin top. If you specify only the one value, then it will be all the sides, that is the margin left and the margin top, margin right, and the margin bottom will be taken as this 25 pixel. If you specify two values, if you specify some two values, the first one will be taken as the margin top and bottom, and the next one will be taken as the margin left and right. Now if we specify the three values, something called 1 pixel, the first one is a margin top, and the last one is a margin bottom, and the middle one is the margin left and right. Suppose I increase this something to 20, you can see the margin top or left and right gets increased. If you specify four values, the first one is the margin top, margin left, margin bottom, margin right. I'm sorry, first one is the margin top, margin right, next the margin bottom, and the fourth value is the margin left. Just in this order: top, right, bottom, left. Remember in that order. Let me, pardon me if I say something wrong. And you can add a margin to the auto. As I already said, if you add the margin to auto, it will be having dimensions of the website. Means it will be center aligned. So margin auto indicates that it's center aligned in the web page. That margin is center aligned. And then the concept regarding the margin is, suppose you are having a margin of top and bottom margin, something called h1 margin, something called 0 0 50 pixel and 0 pixel. And suppose you have another heading, let me pause the video and create another heading. So I have created another margin. I have created another heading h2, heading 2 in my HTML page. And for the heading 1, the margin of this third value indicates the margin bottom is 50 pixel. And for the heading 2, the second one, the first one indicates the margin top, that is 20 pixel. So by default, your assumption will be that size between the length between the area, I mean the gap between these two elements will be 70 pixel, because this top margin is 20 pixel and this bottom margin 50 pixel. If we sum up, it will be 70 pixel. But let me explain, your assumption is totally wrong. Here the concept called margin overlap occurs. Means the 50 pixel is created here, and this 20 pixel will be overriding, I mean will be overlapping with this 50 pixel. So the area separation between these two headings, the margin separation between these two headings will be the maximum value, which is the 50 pixel, not the 70 pixel. This is the basic concept you should have in your mind. The total margin between any two elements will be the biggest number. Here the bottom margin is 50, the top margin of heading 2 is 20, but the margin space between these two elements is not 70, it's 50 pixel. Very important concept regarding the margin. So you can style the margin. There are several ways, so several attributes to the margin. Sorry, something called, see, these are the different margins. We have margin attributes we have available. So this is the way to add the margins to your HTML document. So in our next video, we'll be dealing with the something called padding and even with the box model. So stay tuned to our channel and practice well. Thank you.